Hey, Peter here from Full Spectrum Performance, and today I'm excited to teach you all about spiritual awakening. You're going to learn what it is and the three major awakenings that every being has along this process of unfoldment. But first, a word from our sponsor. The Order of the Hidden is a diverse spiritual community built upon compassion, spiritual development, and manifesting positive change. Gather with awakened beings to develop yourself while uplifting others. Spread love and light with the Order of the Hidden today by joining their communities on Reddit, Discord, Facebook, and Linktree to connect, share ideas, insights, and elevate yourself with fellow aspirants united by growth and love. Now, most importantly, you gotta understand, you're already on the path of spiritual awakening. The coolest thing to really recognize here is that every time you learn something new, those aha moments, those revelatory insights, you naturally go through the process of awakening. You have that new recognition, and you let go of the old. Then you live life. But to gain a little bit deeper understanding of this concept, I implore you to check out the Spiritual Path video and What is Spirituality, and even the Conditionings video, because these are all going to create a little bit more understanding and grounding to this deeper process of inner looking. Now, when you're living life, and you go through this experience of recognizing something new, building an understanding behind it, letting go, forgiving, and forgetting of that old methodology and ideology, you come into a newfound realm of knowledge and inspiration. The coolest aspect is when you apply this knowledge, you gain the wisdom. And as you refine that understanding, you continue to ascend. You awaken on a deeper level. And as we've experienced, when we learn something new again, we just let the old go. And that is spiritual awakening 101. It's the unfoldment. It's the peeling a layer away of the onion, revealing another layer inside that we got to explore that playground, peel the next one back, and you keep going. So one big spiritual thing that I really want to break down to you is that awakening never ends. But when you're entering upon this deepest looking of, who am I? We tend to come across three primary awakenings. Now, the first is the awakening of the mind. This is where you experience firsthand and gain the experiential knowledge that thoughts aren't real. They're only real as you make them. You, that giver of affection and attention, is what gives those thought forms life. They don't exist without you. And when you come to this awakening, you see yourself as the sky, and those thoughts are just the clouds passing by. It's often experienced as profound silence, peace, calm, nothing but life itself. That's one of the most impactful experiences that any of us can have, but we have to really call ourselves out, look at the thoughts, and begin to separate ourselves from them. And when I guess you could say the gravitational pull isn't as tight, when you're not as intimately intertwined and identified with your internal chatter, you awaken on this level of the mind, leaving you, again, with that calm, that peace, that silence that's always been present, because that's you, not the temporary thoughts that come and go. Now, the second awakening leads from that first awakening of the mind, because when you no longer identify with your thoughts and you're not listening to the chatter in your head to really find your identity, it becomes this profound, well, what am I then? So you continue this evolution of unfoldment, you continue this inner looking to determine, who am I? And when you awaken on the level of the heart in this second phase, it's when your egoic identity drops away. For me, it was experienced as that Peter just vanished. Didn't really expect it, didn't see it coming. I was just left with the oneness. And just like that experience, this one is often experienced as the instantaneous dissolvement of you. It sounds scary, but you're left with the oneness. That knowing that you are life itself. The barrier of the body doesn't seem to exist. It's just an immersion with life. that oneness, that love that most people have to take psychedelics for, you're experiencing sober. Firsthand, again, you're gaining the experiential knowledge that you're not this body. You're more than that. Now, the coolest thing and most important thing about this awakening is you have to really just question, and it just happens. You have to continue to look and understand that you're not the mind, you're not the thoughts, you're not the emotions associated with them. And when you continue to dig deep, you really just open up into that realm of newfound discovery, because you don't know what you are until you experience it. And you may hear these words, and I don't want them to create a image or a hurdle or a goal or anything for you. I just want you to understand that when people go through this, they often don't know what they're going through, and it scares them because they're looking and trying to hold on to something that was never really there. So, this leads you to the third awakening that many experience as, you could call it the awakening of the gut. It's that foundation, it's a mountain of faith and trust in life. And this awakening is very important because of what happens following. Overcoming the fear of death. Now, this one really just comes through living out your process, and experientially, you'll come to see it as a letting go. Fear dissolves, and it's replaced with trust. That's the dance and paradox of spirituality, because at this point you're still kind of walking in the dark. You don't really know what's going on. You know you're not your thoughts. The identity's fallen away. You don't know what you are, but everything you've experienced thus far is filled with love and light and peace and compassion and just a radiating beauty that is you. And this third awakening leads you with the confidence to carry out this search. Now, there's nothing more important than this one, because, again, it's going to give you that extra strength. It's going to give you that anchor to the truth that we don't know. And it's okay not knowing. And as we live and carry out this journey of life, this playground of exploration, we have nothing to fear or worry about, because you are life, and you continue to unfold deeper and deeper within yourself. It's that trust that gives you the opportunity to let go and really just live and dance your dance. So I hope those 3 awakenings gave you more clarity if you've experienced any of this stuff on your journey, because ultimately they help you overcome the real greatest obstacle in the spiritual awakening process, and that is the fear of death. Now, I can't really tell you how you're going to experience it, because everyone's is different. And it comes randomly when you have that quote-unquote fear of God. It's what it so often is described as, but it's going to be one of those things that shakes you to your core. But when you go through this process and those 3 awakenings arise, it gives you the extra moment just to breathe through it and just know everything you've already experienced is that truth, because you've already witnessed it firsthand. And it gets you right through that valley of the shadows of death. So, namaste. I hope you enjoyed this discourse on spiritual awakening. And if you like the Spiritual Warrior Tea, be sure to check out wearehistorically.com for more inspirational and consciousness-oriented attire. So, utilize this information for your own process. And if you found that these happen in a different order than yours, that's fine. These things happen for everyone when they're ready for them. But if you want to quicken that process, if you want to really get this stuff done, again, listen to this video. Start to understand the concepts that were kind of casually dropped, but contain profound knowledge within them. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you can, please share and hit the subscribe button. Slam that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content from myself and Full Spectrum Performance. I love you so much. Let someone you know you love them. Take care.